ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय काले कृष्णाय कृष्णवेताय भक्ताय वन्दे अहं श्रीगुरु वरं श्रीरूपानुगप्रभुं प्रजुरस्वसिकं च श्रीगुरु चरणं वन्दे नमोऽनभिष्ठाय भूतले Shri Krishna Leela Katane Saraksha Madhari Madhuri Narishi Tam Ram Neyam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Bhava Shivasa Shri Gaur Jai Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Ji Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare First of all, I offer my Shastanga and pronounce at the lotus feet of our spiritual masters. Deploy Shiva Bhaktivedanta Shri Narayana Sai Maharaj Shri Gurudev. Deploy Shiva Bhaktivedanta Shri Gandhi Sai Maharaj Gurudev. The entire Bhakti worldwide. Rajis and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas present. So without probably continue speaking on Shri Rai Ramananda Samvad from this beautiful book that Gurudev published. So herein, in this conversation, all these jewels of devotion are being revealed to the sincere sadhak. When we speak of sincerity in sadhana, and what is the criteria? The criteria is kriti sadhya bhave sadhya. Sasadhana vida nitya siddhasya bhavasya prapatyam kriti sadhya. Nitya siddha Krishna prem sadhya kabunai shavanadi shuddha chitte karai udai. So sadhana bhakti means by following all the limbs of devotion, it is Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran, Bandhan, then one achieves Bhav. What is Bhav? Shuddha Shatta Visheshatma, Prema Suryam Susamyama, Vijvis Chittam Ashinnau, Kridasau Bhava Uchate. So Bhav is the first stage of prema. What is prema? Sarvata dhvansa rahitam yadyapi dhvansa karane yad bhava bandhana yuno saprema parikirtita. So this is prema. Means, although there is every reason for prem to be broken, still this prem will not break. It will only increase more and more. This is the nature of transcendental love, transcendental prem. Because in this material world we see the love is always being broken. Boy loves girl, boy loves girl, that love is broken then. Ultimately, man loves woman. And you see now the divorce rate is so high in this world, more than 60%. In this world they say, I love you. But actually it is, I lust after you. There is no true love to be found in this world. There's that story that Gurudev always speaks about, King Bhattatrahari. Now, there was one king, Bhattatrahari, he wrote one book called Vairagya Shatak. 100 verses describing Vairagya, renunciation. So Bhattatrahari, he loved his wife very much. And then his wife, he gave a very nice necklace to his wife. And what did his wife do? She gave that necklace to another man she loved, who was the king's general. She gave the necklace to him. And that general, he loved someone else. He loved a prostitute who was staying in that city. And that prostitute, she loved the king. So this way, first he gave the necklace to his wife gave the necklace to the general gave it to the prostitute, and she loved the king, and she gave it to him. And he said, how did this end up in my hands? And he asked her, and she told him the truth. And he asked the general told him the truth. And then he decided there is no true love to be found in this world. And then he renounced everything and he went to the forest. It is so difficult for us to realize this. No? There is no true love to be found in this world. Even as brahmacharis, we listen so much tattva, so much siddhanta, so much katha, so many instructions. But still at the end of the day, we see someone very beautiful and then Haribol. Haribol. All that is not Haribol. All Haribol, Haribol. Now you are mine and yours. It can happen to any of us, because we have this weakness of heart. So unless we come to the stage of Nishtita Bhakti, Nishtha, then there's every reason for this to happen. We are not careful. So the stage is very, very crucial. Until the stage of Ruchi, the stage is very crucial. Anything can happen. So until the stage comes, we should try to do proper sadhana, proper seva, proper anukatya. Then we can be saved. So this is prem. That we see that there's every reason for prem to be broken, but still it will not break. Like we see the example is given that Subhadra, she had this son, Abhimanyu. So Abhimanyu, he was the son of Subhadra and who? Arjuna. And Subhadra was the younger sister of Krishna. So Abhimanyu was a great warrior in the Mahabharata, one of the greatest. He was only a small boy, but he could defeat all the Kauravas together. Such a great warrior he was, Abhimanyu. And then when he was fighting against the Kauravas, all the Kauravas together, they killed him, which was against warfare, the rules of warfare, rules of war. And in spite of him being killed, being hacked to death, all the warriors, the Kauravas hacked him to death. And Krishna, he knew everything that was happening. Abhimanyu was his nephew. And Krishna himself taught him how to fight the war. So Krishna, he knew, but still he didn't do anything. And his nephew was killed. So who was Subhadra? She was the mother of Abhimanyu. So here we see there was every reason for her love to be broken towards her brother. Could have thought that my brother could not save this small boy. Why didn't he save the boy? He could have saved him. But still, did she ever hate Krishna? Never. Her love for Krishna only increased. Whatever is happening according to his desire, according to his will. Never knows that. Similarly, the Brajavasis. No. For 10 years, all the Brajavasis, they looked after Krishna as though he was their life and soul. As though he was the pupil of their eyes. Now, what is the pupil? The pupil is that small black dot found within the inner part of the eyes. Without the pupil, you can't even see. He was the pupil of their very eyes, the very life. And we see Krishna, he left the Brajavasis and he didn't come back for more than 100 years. In fact, in the Bhagavatam, it is not even stated that he came back to Braj. In other books, it has been stated. But still, did the love of the Brajavasis ever decrease? Did Mother Yashoda ever say, why did I look after that boy with so much love? Now that boy, he is saying he is the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. Everyone is saying he is a Kshatriya, he is the king of Dwaraka. He is no longer my son. Did Mother Yashoda ever think like this? Never. She used to always think he is my son. So much so that once it was very hot. On a very hot day, Yashoda, she started walking out of Nanda Bhavan. And she had one potli. Potli means like one bag hung around her shoulders. And this bag had all the toys and all the belongings of Krishna. So she hung this and she was walking out of the house. In the middle of the day, so hot. And then one of her Sakhis, she saw Yashoda. Saying, oh Yashoda, where are you going? With that bag. What is in that bag? And then as Yashoda was walking, she opened the bag and she showed it to her friend. Inside that bag were all of Krishna's belongings. His toys, his fruit, his peacock feather. Because when Krishna went to Mathura and Dwaraka, he did not take his fruit. What need is there for the fruit in Mathura and Dwaraka? No need. No peacock feather. So then Yashoda, she showed all these things and she said, now I'm going to go to Mathura and I will serve Devaki the whole day. Whole day I will serve Devaki. I will become her maid servant. I will serve her the whole day and I will only ask her for one thing, for one reward, for one salary. What is that? That I can see her son for only one moment. Here Yashoda is not even saying my son. I want to see her son, only for one moment. This is all I seek from her. And I will serve her for the rest of my life. In saying these words, Yashoda, she fell to the ground, unconscious. This is praying, unconditioned, causeless. We see also that Krishna, how much he loved Mother Yashoda. In Mathura once, when Krishna's Upanayan Sanskar was being performed, means the thread giving ceremony. Because in Varna and Ashram, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, they get this Brahman thread. But the Shudras, they don't get. So the Brahmin, he gets this thread at the age of 5 or 8. Kshatriya, he gets it at the age of 12 or 15. And a Vaishya, he gets it at the age of 23 and 24. So Krishna, when he was getting his Brahmanical thread, Yashoda had promised to him in Gokul that when you get this Brahman thread, then I will fill your bag with so many presents. Because once a person gets this Brahmanical thread, he goes around with his cloth in this way. All of you have received Diksha, you've experienced. You go around with this cloth, saying Bhiksham Dehi. And people will give you some money inside this cloth. Or they give you some fruits, whatever they like. So similarly, Yashoda, she told Krishna, when you go around with your cloth, asking for Bhiksha, then I will fill your cloth, your jewelry with so many presents, so many gifts that you will not even be able to carry. Yashoda promised to Krishna. So when Krishna received this Brahmanical thread from Gargacharya, then he was calling out to his mother, 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 Maya, Maya. And he was going around with his cloth. Where are you? Where are you? Where is your promise that you made to me? And he was going around everywhere. And as he was calling out to his mother, Devaki, she would come and stand in front of Krishna, saying, I'm your mother, here, take what you want. And Devaki would stand, he'd just look away. And then again Devaki would come there, again he would look away. Again Devaki would come and he would look away. And then finally Krishna calling out to Mother Yashoda, he fell to the ground unconscious. You see here, Krishna is in Mathura, Yashoda Maya is in Gokul, or in Nandagaon. You see the separation that they're having for each other. Here you see every reason for prem to be broken, to be destroyed. Still this prem is flourishing more and more. Nanda Baba. When Nanda Baba took Krishna and Baladev to Mathura, then so when Nanda took Krishna and Baladev to Mathura, and after Krishna killed Kansa, then Nanda Baba, he was waiting outside the bullock cart. He was waiting outside the city in his bullock cart. Because Krishna had told him, after I kill Kansa, I'll come and sit, and we'll go back to Gokul. So then Nanda Baba, he was staying there for 3 days. But still Krishna did not return. So Nanda was thinking, where is my son? For 3 days he has not come. Where is he? And then after 3 days, Krishna and Baladev, they came. Krishna sat on Nanda's right side, Baladev sat on his left side. And then Krishna, he told Nanda Baba that, Father, Baba, these Mathuravasis, they are saying something very strange. Something that I've never heard before. So then Nanda said, what are they saying? They're saying, I'm not your son. I'm the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. You're not my father. Yashoda is not my mother. Devaki is my mother and Vasudeva is my father. They're saying like this. Then Nanda, he said, I swear on my Saligram Shila, you are my son. But you are not the son of any other. So then Nanda was weeping so much for Krishna. And Krishna was telling, Baba, how can I come with you? Because Vasudeva and Devaki, they were in the prison of Kamsa for 10 years, suffering so much. Kamsa would abuse them, he would beat them, he would kick them, he would even kick them. He was a demon, a Rakshasi, was what Sadachara really followed, he could. And what would he do? He would make Devaki and Yashoda lie down and he would place a 20-kilo stone on their chest. So they would be lying down. And they would be chained. And Nanda, he knew how much they were suffering. So Krishna said, I cannot leave them now. If I leave them now, they might even give up their lives. And why did Krishna have so much love for Vasudeva in the first place? Because he knew Vasudeva was a dear friend of Nanda. And Devaki was a dear friend of Yashoda. This was his relationship with them. He had no independent relationship. It was only from this perspective that he saw them. That they are the dear friends of my Baba. So then, he told Nanda Baba that maybe I cannot come with you to Gokul. Nanda said, how can you say that? I promised your mother that I will bring you back. But he said, maybe I cannot come. At least for a few days. So then Nanda said, all right, Baladev can stay here and you can come with me. Because Baladev is the son of Vasudeva. So he has to pacify his father. So you come with me. But then Baladev Prabhu, he told Nanda Baba that, Baba, you are my father, not Vasudeva. Because who is a father? A father is not just a person who gives birth. He is not a father. No? In this world you see there are so many like children who don't even know who their father is. Father is one who looks after one, nourishes one, cares for one, loves one. He is father. So he said, although Vasudeva is my father, he gave birth to me, still Vasudeva was never with me the whole time. Where was he with me? You were with me the whole time. You were looking after me. You were feeding me by your own hands. You were clothing me. You were carrying me on your shoulders. The love that Nanda had for Baladev was not less than the love he had for Krishna. He looked at Krishna and Baladev in the same way, not different. So he said, you are my father. How can I give you up? And he also said, without Krishna, I cannot stay here in Mathura for even a single moment. Baba. So he said, if Krishna is going, I am going with you also. But Nanda, he was so kind-hearted. He was thinking that even if Baladev will come with me, then what will happen to Vasudeva? Vasudeva may die in separation. So he said, all right. Krishna said, Baba, we'll stay here for a few days and we'll go with you. And then Nanda, he returned without Krishna and Baladeva. So here we see again, Nanda, he looked after Krishna for so many years, and Krishna finally he told him, I want to stay here in Mathura, and he stayed back. Did Nanda ever say, Krishna, you're so cruel-hearted, that you're leaving your own father, just because someone else spoke some very sweet words to you, kind words to you, you're leaving your father of 10 years. I looked after you. He never said like that. His love for him only increased more and more. So here the question arises, if Krishna is loved so much in Braj, then why did he even leave Braj in the first place? Now why did he leave Braj and go to Mathura and Dwarka then? This is the question, why did he leave? So the answer is Krishna actually never left Braj. In one prakost, means in one section, it is seen that Krishna left Vrindavan and went to Mathura and Dwaraka. But actually who went there? It was Vasudeva Nandan Krishna, the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. Even Rohini Nandan, the son of Rohini, he does not leave Braj, Baladeva. And who went there? Devaki Nandan Baladeva, Devaki Nandan Ram, or Vasudeva Nandan Ram. He went there. Because we see, before Baladeva, he was born from Devaki. He was born from his womb. And then when he was born from his womb, then what did Yogamaya do? She took that part of Baladeva, and Baladeva, who was already born from the womb of Rohini in Gokul, that ansha, that portion mixed with the portion of Baladeva, who was born from the womb of Rohini. So in this way, this Devaki Nandan Baladeva, he went to Mathura and Dwarka, not Rohini Nandan. And it is Vishnu Chakri Thakur, he even says, in one section of these Leelas, Nanda actually took Krishna and Baladeva back from Mathura to Braj. They did not even stay there. Because wherever there is prem, Krishna he will stay there. The prem of the Mathuravasis is also very high, very exalted. So it is not something insignificant. But still, in comparison to the Brajavasis, where does that prem stand? The prem of the Brajavasis is like the mountain. You cannot even see the height of the mountain. You cannot even see the depth of the mountain, how deep it goes inside the ground. How can it be compared? It is incomparable, atulya. So this is prem. And this is what Mahaprabhu is seeking from Raya Ramananda, these answers. Because when his devotee speaks, Prabhu is even more pleased than if he were to speak himself. Krishna is more pleased even when his devotees speak. Because Krishna has no realization of this prem. What realization does he have? Because Krishna is the object of all prem. No, he is the object of love. He is Vishaya Murti. No. And who are the devotees? They are Ashraya, they are Ashraya Vigraha. They are the abode of that love for Krishna. Krishna does not know how to serve himself, but the devotees, they know. Like we say, when the milk was boiling over, Krishna was so angry at Mother Yashoda, saying, why are you leaving me here? And why are you going to serve that milk? But Yashoda in her heart, she is thinking that milk can serve Krishna more than even I can. From my breast milk, I cannot make sweets. I cannot make so many things, but from that milk, I can make so many things for Krishna. So even at the cost of making Krishna unhappy, Yashoda went and saved that milk. So this is the power of the devotees, which cannot be easily understood by people. So therefore, Krishna he had to appear as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when he is listening to all these answers by Raya Ramananda, then he is so happy to listen to these answers. When his devotee is speaking. So Krishna, he wanted to know what is this rag, what is this anurag, and what is the stage of Madanakya Mahabhav. So all these things are described in Rupa Goswami's Ujjal Leelamani. Ujjal Leelamani is a very wonderful book. Because in Rupa Goswami's Pranam Mantra it has been said, Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadanayam Darati Saparantikam. That Rupa Goswami he has established the innermost heart's desire for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And where is this innermost heart's desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found? It is found in Ujjal Leelamani. This is what Mahaprabhu came to give. This Anarpita Charanchira, Karunamati Makalam. This prem that had never been given before for so many millions of years has been given. And that prem is found in Ujjwal Leelamani. You must read this book. Ujjwal Leelamani means the blue sapphire. Who is that blue sapphire? It's Krishna himself. So if you don't read this book, then you'll never have any realization of what Mahaprabhu came to give. Gurudev has published this book in Hindi, and maybe it will even come out in English in some months, who knows. So when you get the chance, read this book. If you see the third section of Jaiva Dharma, that is this Rasagat Vichar, is the essence of Ujjwal Leelamani. So if you read the third division of Jaiva Dharma, then you read the entire Ujjwal Leelamani itself. Very wonderful book. So Krishna wanted to know what are the glories of Srimati Radhika's pranayam, her intense love. What type of happiness does she experience in loving service to me? How does she taste the nectar of my sweetness? So to fulfill these desires, Krishna accepted her mood and complexion. Means he accepted this Ashrayagat Bhav. And then he appeared as Sri Gaur Sundar. It is only by the influence of this Kripa Shakti that the Lord's desire could be fulfilled. In Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita, it is told how Gopakumar bestowed realization of ecstatic love upon his disciple in the same manner. He simply placed his hand on the head of his disciple who then realized everything. Here Gopakumar, he had this disciple Jana Sharma, and Jana Sharma was not getting any realization in his hand, despite listening so much Harithatha. So then Gopakumar, he placed his hand on his head and he received all realization. Many devotees, they would also go to Gurudev, saying, Gurudev, you put your hand on my head, I want to achieve this Radharasa. Gurudev said, it is not so easy. You have to go through the proper process. Ishta, Ruchi, Ashakti, Bhav, Prem. These cases are very extraordinary. If you go through the proper process, then you realize the value of Bhakti. Then you realize the value of Bhajan. Or else you will not realize so easily. Anything that you achieve very easily, you will never realize the value. Something you will have to suffer for, then you will realize the value. When the jiva is gradually being purified of his anarthas, he is spending so many lifetimes, so much sadhana, and then from one stage of bhakti, he is progressing to another stage of bhakti, then he will realize the value. Or else what will he realize? Nothing. And a person is staying in the temple for many years, fighting with all his anarthas. And gradually, very slowly, he is advancing. Then he'll never give up the path of bhajan, path of bhakti. Or else he'll easily give it up. Now why do people end up leaving the temple? Why? Because he takes things for granted. He takes things for granted, he ends up leaving. But when the person realizes the value of this path of Krishna Bhakti, then he'll never leave. Rather, he'll only think of advancing more and more. This is realization. So therefore, Gurudev, the Guru Varga, they want us to proceed in this way, progressing from one stage to another. So in this way, when Mahaprabhu understood this pranay of Srimati Radhika, this pranay Mahima, then Mahaprabhu, in the Gambhira, in the association of Sarup Damodar Raya Ramananda, then he realized his purpose for which he came. What is that purpose? Shri Radha Pranay Mahima Kitrisho Manaiva Padyo Yanadbhutam Madrimo Kitrisho Madhya Saukyan Chasya Madanubhavata Kitrisham Vedi Loha Tat Bhavatya Samajani Sachigarbha Sindhu Harindu. He wanted to know the glory of Srimati Radhika's prem. How sweet, what kind of sweetness is found in that prem of Srimati Radhika, and what kind of happiness the Srimati Radhika experiences in that prem to Krishna. All this he realized in the Gambhira. So now Kaviraj Goswami, he is going to describe how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Raya Ramananda in South India. So Mahaprabhu, when he was going to South India, everywhere he converted all the people into Vaishnavas, and everyone became submerged in the ocean of Prema Bhakti Ras. So we know that when Mahaprabhu, when he was in South India, he stayed there for 6 years. And for 6 years, he made all the devotees into Vaishnavas, he turned them into Vaishnavas. But still you see, just as Krishna, he can be seen in 3 ways. In Dwaraka, he is Purna. In Mathura he is Purnatam, and in Braj he is Purnatam, most complete. So similarly, Mahaprabhu can also be seen in three ways. All his pastimes in South India, they are Purna, they are complete. And all his pastimes in Jagannath Puri, they are Purnatal, they are more complete. And all his pastimes in Navadvip, they are Purnatam, they are most complete. The leaders. Because in South India, when he met all these people, the prem that he gave was actually like a general form of prem. Not exactly that prem that he really wanted to give, this Anarpita Charinchira. That prem he especially gave in Navadvip Dham. And also to some extent in Jagannath Puri. But the prem he gave to the people here was like more general. Means he was giving them the opportunity to receive this prem. It is not that he gave the prem itself. You must understand. When Mahaprabhu was going to the Jharkhand forest, so many animals received this prem and they were chanting Krishna's names. Does that mean Mahaprabhu gave this Swabhakti Shriyam there also to all these animals? No. He gave like Sadharani Rati. He gave them the platform. And then upon that platform, if they have enough sanskars, impressions, then they will get that Anarpita Charinchira prem. So here those leelas are like more general in that sense. So then after preaching in South India, after a few days, Mahaprabhu came to a place called Jiyada Narsingha. So Jiyada Narsingha is a place near Visakhapatnam. There's a very nice mountain called Singhachalam. There on top, there is a deity of Narsingadev. It's a very famous temple. It is said that on top of the mountain, the deity is present there. And then the outer section of the main temple has the Vijay Vigraha. Means the smaller deity who is taken out on street processions. While the inner section of the temple has a deity of Narsingadev. Devotees of the Ramanujacharya Sampradaya, they worship this deity. Some people say that the deity of Narsingadev manifested to a devotee called Jiyada. And for this reason, the deity is known as Jiyada Narsingha. So thus, the deity, this place is called Jiyada Narsingha Kshetra. So taking darshan of Narsingadev, Mahaprabhu fully prostrated himself before the deity. So you see here, God himself is fully prostrated. Shashtanga Dandot Pranam he is doing. This is the way, that you do. Sometimes we don't even offer pranams to the deity. Sometimes. Now we come inside the temple, we don't even offer pranams. We just walk away. We look at the deity and we do this. We do this. We walk away. I don't know what this even means. Maybe it means you're in my heart, no need to offer pranams. See, Mahaprabhu himself is offering the no pranams to the deity. No. So then, absorbed in prayer, he sang and he danced. And afterwards, he offered many types of prayers and glorifications to the Lord. So here some people may think, why is Mahaprabhu, who is absorbed in the mood of Srimati Radhika, why is he becoming absorbed in prayer by having darshan of Narsingadev? No, because Narsingadev, who is he? He is the predominating deity of like this Adbhut Ras. Like this rasa of astonishment, Bhayanak Ras. Bhayanak Ras means very fearful form of Narsingadev. You see Narsingadev there, he's with his nails like this, and he's carrying Hiranyakashipu over. So here they are saying that why did Mahaprabhu become absorbed in prema by seeing this form of Narsingadev, carrying open the chest of Narsingadev. So our Goswamis, they give the answer. They say that Krishna is the essence of all incarnations of Bhagavan. He is Akhila Rasamrit Murti. He is the personification of all transcendental forms of devotion. So therefore, only by tasting each of the unique varieties of rasa does the taste of Krishna's sweetness reach its fullness. So here, our Goswamis, Guru Varga, they say that Krishna, he has so many different rasas. And every rasa has one particular taste, one particular flavor. And the more one tastes all these different rasas, then one can taste who Krishna really is. Like when you're taking Mahaprasad, if you're only eating sweets, will you be happy? Sometimes you take something chili, sometimes you take something sour, sometimes you take something salty, something pungent, and then you'll appreciate Mahaprasad. No, like if you have a plate and there's only sweets there, then will you be happy? If you have a plate only full of ice cream, how long can you eat that? Every day, like 3 times a day. Nitin Prabhu, he gives you a plate full of ice cream, butterscotch. Will you be happy? Will you be happy? 3 times only butterscotch ice cream. Sometimes you also eat something different also, no? Like sometimes rice, dal, sometimes chapati, sometimes some aloo sabji, potato sabji. Then you'll be happy. Otherwise, you're only eating sweets, you won't be happy. Similarly, here also Krishna, he wants to taste different kinds of rasas. Therefore, on the day that when Mahaprabhu had darshan of Nrsimhadev, his heart developed a desire to taste that special flavor. So here Mahaprabhu, he wants to taste this bhayanak ras, this rasa of like ferocity, this rasa of like fearfulness for Bhagavan. Upon that desire being completely satisfied, he became absorbed in prem and he began to dance and perform kirtan. So when Mahaprabhu had darshan of Nrsimhadev, then he became so happy, started doing kirtan. Similarly here also, when he went to South India, there we see Mahaprabhu had darshan of Ranganath, and when he had darshan of Ranganath, then he became so absorbed in prem. Even when he go to the temples of Lord Shiva also, he became absorbed in prem. Like Dharmasthala, Sri Sailam, Kumbhakonam, Tanjore. Mahaprabhu went to all these places. They are actually the temples of Lord Shiva. Why did he become absorbed in prem on seeing Lord Shiva? Because who is Lord Shiva? Shivji is Gopishwar Mahadev. No, as Gopishwar Mahadev, Shivji gives an entrance into the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Without the mercy of Lord Shiva, you cannot even enter Vrindavan, Brajmandal Dham. Don't take Lord Shiva for granted. Don't think no need to worship Shiv Thakur. I'll go directly Radha and Krishna. You see in Mathura also, Shivji is present in so many forms. He is present there as Gokarneshwar Mahadev, Rangeshwar Mahadev, Pipaleshwar Mahadev, Bhuteshwar Mahadev. Here in Vrindavan, he is present as Bandandi Mahadev, Gopishwar Mahadev. In Radha Kund also he is present there as Kundeshwar Mahadev. In Nandagaon, Nandishwar Mahadev. Terkadam, Ashvishwar Mahadev. Kamyavan, Kameshwar Mahadev. In Barsana, the place of Srimati Radhika, he is present as Brajeshwar Mahadev. In every place in Brajmandal, Shiv Thakur is present. In Gokul, he is present there as Chintaharan Mahadev. Takes all of one's anxieties away. Why is he present in so many forms in Vrindavan, Brajmandal? Because only by praying to him can one hope to enter into Vrindavan and appreciate the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So when Mahaprabhu would have darshan of all these temples of Lord Shiva, then he'd be absorbed in all these different sentiments that the Brajvasis have. Especially the sentiment of Gopishwar Mahadev. Gopishwar Mahadev means what? Meaning is his Prabhu or the gopis. So Mahaprabhu would become absorbed in prayer, having darshan of this. So this is when Mahaprabhu, he had darshan of Nrsimhadev, then he started reciting all these stutis. Shri Narsingha, Jai Narsingha, Jai Jai Narsingha, Prahlada Deshe, Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa. All glories to Bhagavan Shri Nrsimhadev. All glories to the Prabhu of Shri Prahlad. All glories to you who are like a bumblebee, always hovering above the lotus-like face of Lakshmi. All glories to you. So every day before Mangalarti we sing these stutis. The Sridhar Swami has written the following 2 verses in his commentary on the Bhagavatam as pronounced in Nrsimhadev. What are they? Prahlada Hridayalladam Bhaktivedanta Vidaranam Sharadindu Ruchim Mande Parindra Vadanam Harim Bhagisha Yasya Vadane Lakshmi Yasya Chavakshasi Yasya Ste Hriday Samvit Tam Nrsimha Aham Bhaje. I offer my prayers to Nrsimhadev, who is always giving happiness to Prahlad, who takes away all the ignorance of the devotees, and who has a complexion as beautiful as the full moon. I offer my prayers to Nrsimhadev, upon whose tongue Saraswati eternal stays, upon whose chest Lakshmi always resides, and in whose heart dwells the transcendental potency of spiritual consciousness. So you see, even when Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada was staying in Radha Kund, he would speak about the glories of Prahlad Maharaj. Even in Radha Kund. Even when Mahaprabhu would go to listen to Harikatha from Gadadhar Pandit, he would listen to Gadadhar speaking on the life of Prahlad Maharaj. Even our Guru Varga, how much faith they had. In Narsingapalli, you see there is this Swayambhu Vigraha of Narsingadev. Swayambhu means the self-manifest deity of Narsingadev. This deity of Narsingadev manifested from a stone on its own. And our Guru would go there to Narsingapalli and they would stay there for like 3-4 days, only speaking continuously on the glories of Prahlad in Narsingadev. And they'd be so happy there. Even in Yogpit, Mahaprabhu's own birthplace, if you go past Yogpit, there is a temple there of Lakshmi Narasimha. Even in the birthplace of Mahaprabhu. Why? Because Narsingadev is Sarva Vigna Vinasha. For us sadhakas, we have so many vignas, we have so many obstacles. So what does Narsingadev do? He cuts all those obstacles. He makes our heart free of all those obstacles. And he makes us advance in bhajan. And who is Narsingadev? He is actually Sudarshan Chakra himself. Sudarshan Chakra has taken this form as Narsingadev. Like if you go to any temple, on top you'll see a chakra. Any temple, for that instance. You go to even Jagannath Puri, you see the Sudarshan Chakra on top. In Jagannath Puri, if you have darshan of the Sudarshan Chakra, you get the fruit of having darshan of Jagannath himself. Many people from a distance, they see this Jagannath Chakra and they offer pranams. Even in a temple in Jagannath Puri, this Jai Shri Damodar Gaudiya Math, if you go on the roof, you can see the chakra there from the roof. You see the chakra there from the roof. All the brahmacharis are always going there on the top. And the first thing they do, after Mangalarti, they go there and they offer pranams to the chakra. Sudarshan Chakra. So Sudarshan Chakra means what? Sudarshan means he gives you this auspicious vision. Not Kudarshan, he gives you Sudarshan. Similarly, Narsingadev, he gives you this Sudarshan, not Kudarshan. So when describing the speciality of the mercy of Sri Bhagavan, Mahaprabhu glorifies Narsingadev through these verses in this way. Just as a lion is very cruel, powerful, and a cause of great fear for others, but it is very merciful and loving to its own cubs. Similarly, Narsingadev is very ferocious towards demons like Hiranyakashipu, yet he is full of affection for Prahlad and his other devotees. You know, he took Prahlad on his lap and he was caressing him, he was licking him. But Hiranyakashipu, what did he do? He punched him on the face. Once Ravan, he went to Bali Maharaj and he told Bali Maharaj, I want all the gold that you have. Because with that gold that you have, I want to bribe all the Kshatriyas. I want to give them gold and I want to make them join my army and fight against Ravan. So then Bali, he said, alright, come here. And he took Ravan. He said, you see that mountain of gold? You can take that. And Ravan became very greedy. But as he started lifting that mountain of gold, that gold started collapsing on his fingers. And Ravan started crying out in pain. He said, oh, started crying so much in pain. And then Bali, pulled him out. And Bali Maharaj, he told Ravan, you see that mountain of gold? What is that? That is the earring of Hiranyakashipu. The earring that Hiranyakashipu wear, that was his earring. And how did it come here? Narsingadev punched him on the face. And when he punched him on the face, the earring came flying all the way here to my planet. And that same Narsingadev has again appeared as Ram. So you see here Narsingadev, how he is treating Hiranyakashipu and how he is treating Prahlad. There is a difference here. But you see, even getting punched on the face is a sign of great mercy actually. That is also a sign of great mercy. Who will get punched on the face? Bhagavan comes and punches you on the face. That's such a sign of great mercy. So Hiranyakashipu is also very fortunate. But that is also not any less. But sometimes devotees don't appreciate those punches. Once, like Bhakti Siddhanti Maharaj, he had one disciple. And he was caressing this disciple very nicely. He was like doing this. And he said, you are very happy? He said, yes, I am very happy. You think this is love? He said, yes, this is love. And Siddhanti Maharaj gave him one slap at you. This is love. Now this is love. But we cannot digest that kind of love. So, but here we see even Bhagavan, he gives this mercy in these different ways. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he recited many different verses in glorification of Bhagavan Narasimha. Seeing Mahaprabhu's devotional sentiments, Narasimhadev's servant then brought garlands and the remnants of Narasimhadev's prasad. So when Pujari, he came, he put a garland on Mahaprabhu and he gave him Narasimhadev's prasad. And then as happened before, a Brahman, he came with an invitation for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the Mahaprabhu, he stayed there for the night and the next morning he again went to another place. If you go to any pilgrimage place, you should stay there for some time. You spend the night there. Not that you just leave after some time. Because the pilgrimage place is not like some tourist destination. Not that you go, you look everywhere, this, that, you want to enjoy the beauty of that place and you leave. No. Any tirtha you go, you must stay there for some time. You must even spend the night there. 1 or 2 days at least. And then you must go. Mahaprabhu himself, you see, any place he's going to, he's spending the night there. He's associating with the devotees there. And then he's going. So the next day, Mahaprabhu, being absorbed in praying, he started out again. And then he had no knowledge of the proper direction or whether it was day or night. So Mahaprabhu was completely like absorbed in prayer. He didn't know whether to go right, left, nothing. He was just walking on his own. It's like, wherever you take me, I'll go. It's completely like mad. He was walking. And then, but Yogamaya, she was like inspiring Mahaprabhu to go in the proper direction. As before, Mahaprabhu converted all the jivas there to Vaishnavism. And after some days, Mahaprabhu reached the banks of the river Godavari. As soon as Mahaprabhu saw the Godavari, he remembered the river Yamuna. And then this Yamuna Devi manifested in his heart. And thus absorbed, when he saw the forest on the banks of the Godavari, Vrindavan appeared in his heart. He understood the Godavari to be the Yamuna and the forest to be Vrindavan. So you see, Mahaprabhu is having such uddipan of all these different Leela-sthalis. The symptom of a Mahabhagavat is that wherever he goes and whatever he sees becomes uddipan of his worshipable Prabhu and all that is related to him. Anything he sees, it reminds him so much of his Prabhu. Like once Gurudev, he was in this place, in one island, Hawaii. Then he was there. So then when he was going, he said, they took Gurudev to one place in the middle of the ocean on a boat. So they took him there and Gurudev, he saw some whales there. Some whales were like going here and there. So then Gurudev, he saw that and he came back. So then one devotee was like, Gurudev, why did you go to see all these whales? What need is there to see all these big fish jumping in the water? What he said. One devotee was even saying, has Rupa Goswami mentioned this in any of the 64 limbs of Bhakti? He said, he had the audacity to say that. So then Gurudev, he said, actually, when I saw those whales, they reminded me of this timingil fish. Because the gopis, when they're feeling separation from Krishna, the gopis, they say, this separation is like a timingila fish that is devouring us at every moment, that is swallowing us at every moment. The separation from Krishna is so unbearable for us, that every moment the separation is coming and devouring us, swallowing us like this timingila fish. So Gurudev said, when I was seeing those whales, this mood of the gopis was appearing in my heart. How this separation of the gopis is consuming them at every moment. So this is the vision of the Mahabhagavata. Who can understand? Kanishtas cannot understand all these things. Only a Mahabhagavat can understand another Mahabhagavat. So the Mahabhagavat, anywhere he goes, he's only reminded of all these things. No, nothing. Like once one person asked Gurudev, Gurudev, we are going from one country to another. Like in your old age, how are you able to do this? Gurudev said, actually I am not going from one country to another. I am going from one forest to Vrindavan to another forest to Vrindavan. I am not going from different countries, never. They asked even Swami Maharaj that you are staying in all these cities in America. But Swami Maharaj said, my mind is not here in the city even for one moment. My mind, my heart, my soul is in Vrindavan. Every moment. Don't think that I am thinking about all these cities like New York City, Los Angeles, all these things. No, I am only thinking about Vrindavan. Every moment, he said. This is a Brajavasi. A Brajavasi, what does he do? Wherever he goes, he takes Vrindavan with him. No. Wherever he goes, he never takes one step out of Vrindavan. Every moment he's only thinking about Vrindavan. And what does he do? By his association, he makes the same Vrindavan Dham appear in the heart of his devotee as well. In the hearts of all his followers. This is our Guru Varga. So therefore, we have also been given this opportunity to stay here in Vrindavan Dham. Because by staying in the Dham, sooner or later, we are bound to have a relationship with the Dham, sambandha with the Dham. Sooner or later. For those who have very strong sanskars, sooner they will have And for those whose sanskars are not so strong, but who are sincere, then later they will have sambandha. But eventually, everyone will have a relationship with the Dham. So why should we deprive ourselves of this opportunity with the Dham? By associating with the devotees, by associating with the Dhamvasis, by going to all these different Leela studies in the Dham, one gets so much, such powerful benefit. Like you go to this one place, Bhandirvan. Bhandirvan is only 15 minutes away from here, not very far. Only 15-20 minutes away from here. If you go there, inside Bhandirvan, you'll see a huge inscription there, at the base of this tree. One inscription you will see there. There you'll see, it is mentioned there that Gurudev himself, he helped for the construction of this place. Gurudev's name is mentioned there in Bhandirvan, saying by the kind efforts of Sri Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, this place has been redeveloped. And all the Leelas over there in Bhandirvan, they have been explained there in summary, in like 10 sentences there. Gurudev spent so much time here, developing all these places. He would even go to all these kundas and he would arrange for the devotees to bring some equipment from their countries. And then he would have all these kundas be cleaned, filtered very nicely. Like this Brahmakund near Haridev temple, there also Gurudev, we spent so much time there, developing that place. Surabhi Kund, Javad, this, what is that place where the gopis met Uddhav? This Uddhav Samvad Stali. All these places, Vishakha Kund, spent so much time there. Why? Because he knows that by coming to the Dham, one is receiving incalculable spiritual benefit, immeasurable spiritual benefit, inconceivable spiritual benefit. So much benefit. Sometimes when the devotees would be doing Navadip Dham Parikrama there in Gaudamandal, so many devotees would develop blisters on their feet. Their feet are bleeding. So many devotees would be sick, suffering so much. They would get malaria, so many things. And Gurudev would say, just by going to all these different places, he's saying, I can see how much benefit you are getting. You cannot see, but I can see, he said. You cannot experience this benefit, but I can experience, he said. I can see how all of you are advancing so much. So similarly, when we are staying here in the Dham, although externally it seems that we are not advancing, but still the senior Vaishnavas, the senior devotees, they can see. Therefore, they're always encouraging us to stay here in the Dham, to stay in under Anugatya, because they can see how much we're advancing. We become hopeless. We feel that we're not advancing, but they can see everything. So here also, in this way, Mahaprabhu, while staying here also, he's only being reminded of Vrindavan. When he's looking at the Godavari, he's only being reminded of the Yamuna. When he's looking at the forest, he's being reminded of Vrindavan. When he's looking at any hill, he's being reminded of Giriraj. So this is the vision of a Mahabhagavad. What to speak of Bhagavan himself. So seeing the purifying water of the Godavari caused Mahaprabhu's mind to be absorbed in the water associated pastimes of Braj. So you see here, when he's looking at the Godavari, Mahaprabhu is remembering all these leelas. The gopis and Krishna, they're splashing water on each other. They're splashing water on each other. They're playing hide and seek. When they play hide and seek, what happens? Krishna, he goes and hides within some blue lotus flowers, Neel Kamal. And he hides within these flowers. And the gopis, they cannot catch him. Because Krishna's complexion resembles these flowers. And when Radharani hides, she goes and hides among some golden lotus flowers, champak flowers. And Krishna cannot find her. And so all these things like hide and seek, and then splashing water on each other. So many pastimes are appearing within the heart of Mahaprabhu. Looking at all these leelas. So he remembered especially the emperor of all pastimes in Braj, the Ras Leela. Because in Vrindavan, the Ras Leela took place on the banks of the river Yamuna. So he became immersed in the fathomless ocean of Braja's sweetness. So how far is Yamuna away from here? Only 5 or 10 minutes, not very far. How many of us are going there to the banks of the Yamuna? Now, how many of us are taking the sand of the Yamuna and putting it all over our heads? No. How many of us are actually rolling in the dust of this Yamuna? Bathing in the Yamuna? How many of us? Not just bathing only during Kattaini Vrat. Bathing like the whole year. Even Prabhuji was saying before this Kesha Vrat also, he was saying, during this Vrat every day you go to the Yamuna. During this Magh Vrat, January, any time of the year, Kartik, anytime you can go bathe there in the Yamuna. Every particle of dust there in the Yamuna has this pastime of Raslila within it. Particle of dust there in the Yamuna. So Mahaprabhu is having this remembrance of all these leelas there. Mahaprabhu, he remained for some time dancing there in that forest. And then he crossed the river and he took his bath on the other side. After bathing in the river, Mahaprabhu left the place and he walked a little distance from there. Sitting near the water, he engaged in chanting the holy name of Krishna. So why did Mahaprabhu not remain seated at that holy bathing place? Why did he move a little distance away? So our Goswamis have explained that many people were coming to bathe in the car. So they made an obstacle for Mahaprabhu, tasting the nectar of chanting the holy name. Therefore Mahaprabhu, he chose a place that was more suitable for Kirtan. So you see here, Mahaprabhu, he wanted to sit there, but so many people were coming. So he went a little more distance from there, and there he started chanting this Harina. Because people, they have many different conceptions. They will not appreciate Mahaprabhu's mood. So Mahaprabhu, he wanted to be alone and he wanted to do Nam Sankirtan. Even when he came to Vrindavan, Mahaprabhu, when he was staying in Akrur Ghat, thousands of people would come to see him, lakhs of people. And Mahaprabhu, he became a little disturbed in his mood. Sometimes he would come here to Imlitala. And there underneath this tamarind tree, Mahaprabhu would be absorbed in Radha. So at that time, Raya Ramananda, he came in a palanquin and then to take a bath. And then there were many people who were playing on their musical instruments. So then he went to the place where Mahaprabhu was. Many Brahmanas were accompanying Raya Ramananda, who took his bath. And then in this way, here Kaviraj Goswami is explaining how they met each other. So when we get the opportunity, when we get the time, then we listen how Mahaprabhu and Raya Ramananda met each other. What is the etiquette of meeting Vaishnavas now? Because Gurudev excellence is very important. When you meet another devotee, you must meet in the proper attitude. When Rupa and Sanatana Goswami meet each other, what would they speak about? They would only speak Harikatha to each other. No, sometimes we see, sometimes we meet each other, we don't speak Harikatha. We speak other things. What is happening in this world, this, that, or we criticize other devotees, he's like that, she's like that. Finding faults with others, it's very bad. Everyone, this is present more or less in most of us. But here we see the etiquette. Mahaprabhu and Raya Ramananda, they did not speak on any worldly things. They only spoke about Krishna Katha. So we should also try learning these things. No? Like if we are with other devotees and whatever Prabhuji has spoken in Harikatha, we can discuss with each other. Oh, what was that? What was this? Why did Prabhuji say this? What is that inner meaning? What is the explanation? We can speak about all these things now. Oh, the kirtans we sang, what is the meaning of that kirtan? Or today in my seva, this, that. So then we can advance, others we're only speaking about all the different things of this world, finding faults, and how are we advancing? So here this etiquette is being shown, this sadachar. This sadachar, this Vaishnava etiquette is the very foundation of Krishna Bhajan. If the foundation is not strong, then how can you even possibly do Krishna Bhakti? You cannot do. Impossible. So all these things are being taught to us, little by little. So now we'll stop here. So Shri Raya Ramananda Samvad ki jai, Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Tadiya Parikar Vrind ki jai, Shri Gurudev Paramgurudev Prabhupada Rupanakari Guru Varga ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki jai, Samoyed Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai, Nithai Gaur Premanande Ancha Kalpatarupescha Kripa Sindhu Vaishnavibhyo Namo